If you are older and find yourself thinking quietly about things no one seems to openly discuss, you're not alone. One topic that many men think about, but few feel comfortable talking about, is the role of solo intimacy in later life. This question might have crossed your mind. Is this something that still supports my health, or is it quietly causing harm? For many older men, especially past 60, there's uncertainty, maybe even worry. A strange soreness in the lower pelvis, changes in sensitivity, or simply noticing that things aren't the way they used to be, can leave you wondering whether this personal habit is still good for you. Most of us didn't grow up with clear, reliable information about this subject. The messages were vague at best and full of judgment at worst. Words of caution or cultural shame colored our understanding for decades. Even today, there's a surprising silence around this topic, especially for older adults. But aging brings changes to every part of the body, including areas we rarely discuss. And when it comes to self-care and pleasure, these changes deserve attention, not shame. Many opinions float around. Some claim this private habit protects the prostate, while others say it weakens energy. Some suggest it helps maintain libido and connection with one's body, while others fear it desensitizes or reduces responsiveness. Amid all this confusion, one fact remains. Most men past 60 continue this practice, yet very few have been given clear answers about how it may be impacting their physical and emotional health at this stage of life. What makes this subject tricky is that it's wrapped in personal experience and often kept private, even from trusted health providers. The result is that men may worry silently, brushing aside their concerns while the questions continue in their minds. But this is not a subject that should be left to guesswork or outdated myths. Instead, it deserves thoughtful, balanced attention, grounded in understanding and care for the changing body. In recent years, careful studies have begun to shed light on what this habit really means for the aging male body. For instance, research looking at men's health over decades has revealed some surprising findings. Regular release has been shown in several studies to have potential benefits for prostate health. This makes sense when you think of the prostate's role in producing fluid and how maintaining activity might help clear out older cells and reduce stagnation in that area. Beyond that, this practice is connected to important hormonal shifts. After completion, the body experiences changes in key hormones. Stress hormones decrease, calming and mood-balancing hormones rise, and the entire nervous system shifts into a more relaxed, restorative state. This is why many people feel a sense of peace or even sleepiness afterward. These effects are not just imagined, they reflect measurable chemical shifts that promote relaxation and emotional balance. But there's another side to this story, and it has to do not only with how often this practice happens, but how it happens. As bodies age, changes in circulation, nerve sensitivity, muscle strength, and hormonal levels all influence the experience. What felt right or easy at 25 might not suit a body at 65 or 75 in the same way. And when older men continue habits that suited them decades earlier, they sometimes unknowingly place strain on areas that have become more sensitive or vulnerable over time. For example, sitting in one position for long periods during this activity, especially when leaning forward or sitting on hard surfaces, can place pressure on nerves and soft tissues in the pelvic area. Over time, this can reduce sensitivity or lead to chronic discomfort that wasn't present before. Other subtle shifts happen too. The skin may become thinner and more prone to irritation if not cared for gently. Repetitive motions done the same way over years can slowly condition the body and mind to expect only one very specific pattern of stimulation, which can limit flexibility and enjoyment later on. There's also the matter of emotional patterns. Sometimes this activity is used not as a source of connection with oneself, but as a way to cope with boredom, stress, or loneliness. When done without mindfulness, it can lose its nourishing quality and become something automatic and less satisfying. That doesn't mean it's bad, but it does mean that awareness matters. It's valuable to know that the ways the body responds can provide helpful feedback about health. Regular attention to one's body offers an opportunity to notice any new pain, sensitivity, or changes in function. For some men, maintaining a familiar relationship with their body in this way helps them recognize small changes early, giving them a chance to seek care if something unusual arises. For many men past 60, gentle adjustments can make a meaningful difference. Choosing comfortable positions that reduce strain on sensitive areas, using moisturizing products to protect delicate skin, varying techniques, and paying attention to how the body feels afterward are all ways to ensure this practice remains supportive rather than stressful. Moderation also matters. While some studies suggest that a consistent frequency of this activity may promote prostate health, it's not a case of more is always better. The key is to notice how you feel, whether you feel restored or depleted afterward. If you feel tired or irritable, it may be wise to adjust the frequency or reflect on whether this practice is truly nourishing at that moment. Another important factor is openness to change. The ways that felt natural earlier in life may need small adjustments now. Slowing down, allowing more time for arousal, being attentive to comfort, all these simple shifts honor the aging body's new rhythms and can restore enjoyment and ease. Awareness is powerful. By paying attention to posture, technique, and comfort, older men can reduce risks like nerve irritation or loss of sensitivity while continuing to enjoy this form of self-care. Being mindful about the reasons for engaging in this practice, whether it's about connection, comfort, or release, also supports emotional balance. At its heart, this isn't about judgment or shame. This is about understanding the body's changes, respecting its signals, and making small adjustments that support well-being at every age. Whether alone or with a partner, maintaining a healthy, respectful relationship with one's own body contributes to quality of life, emotional health, and even longevity. Importantly, this subject should not be left unspoken simply because it has long been considered private or taboo. Informed choices about how to care for one's body extend to all areas of health, including this one. There is no shame in seeking information or making thoughtful adjustments to ensure that habits formed earlier in life continue to serve well in later years. Even beyond the personal experience, this topic is part of a larger picture of how aging is approached. It invites a deeper reflection on care for oneself, paying attention to comfort, noticing changes early, honoring feelings, and making space for joy and ease. Rather than viewing these natural shifts as a loss, they can be seen as an opportunity to care more attentively for the body's evolving needs. This gentle, compassionate approach allows for continued intimacy with oneself in a way that supports health, comfort, and peace of mind. There is no universal right way to approach this practice in later life. Each person's body, history, and preferences are unique. The key is to listen, to truly listen, to what feels supportive, comfortable, and restoring. This may involve trying different positions, taking more time, introducing new habits like moisturizing or gentle stretching, and reflecting on how the body feels during and afterward. By doing so, this form of self-care becomes not just a habit from the past, but a thoughtful, living practice that adapts to the present. And in this way, it remains a source of connection, balance, and pleasure for years to come. Continuing this reflection on self-care and the body's changes over time, it's helpful to think about what it means to adapt gently to aging. Many men feel frustrated when things don't work quite the way they used to. Responses that were once automatic may now take more time or feel different altogether. But this is not a sign of failure or loss, it's simply a shift, an invitation to approach one's body with more patience and curiosity. One common mistake that can cause difficulties for older men is holding on tightly to routines or methods that worked decades ago without considering how their body's anatomy and physiology have naturally changed. Circulation patterns, nerve responsiveness, skin sensitivity, and muscle tone all evolve as part of normal aging. If the approach doesn't change, subtle but cumulative strain can build up. Discomfort, reduced sensitivity, even occasional pain where none was before. Sometimes posture itself is the root cause of these issues. For instance, spending long periods seated on hard surfaces while leaning forward places pressure on delicate nerves and tissues in the pelvic area. Over time, this can diminish sensitivity or lead to lingering aches. A simple adjustment, choosing supportive cushions, varying positions, or using pillows under the knees, can ease that pressure and help protect nerve health. Another factor that matters more than many people realize is lubrication. Earlier in life, natural moisture may have been sufficient, but skin changes with age. It becomes thinner, more fragile, and more easily irritated by friction. Adding a gentle, skin-friendly lubricant helps protect sensitive tissues, minimizes friction, and can actually improve the overall experience by making it smoother, gentler, and more comfortable. Beyond the physical factors, there's an emotional aspect that also deserves attention. For many older men, this practice may carry mixed feelings, comfort and familiarity on one hand, but also uncertainty or self-doubt on the other. Social messages throughout life may have framed it as something secret or shameful, which can leave a lingering shadow even in later years. But understanding that this is a natural, personal form of self-care helps remove unnecessary guilt or confusion. When approached with mindfulness, this practice can become an opportunity not just for physical release, but for tuning in to the body's signals. It can help track changes in sensitivity, reveal any new discomfort that might need attention, and even serve as an early indicator of health issues, such as unusual lumps, skin changes, or differences in sensation. In this way, it's more than just a private act. It's part of staying aware and connected to one's own health. It's also helpful to recognize that the emotional state during these moments matters. If done with stress, distraction, or a sense of rushing, it may feel less satisfying and can even contribute to tension rather than relief. By contrast, approaching the body with patience, slowing down, allowing time for gentle arousal, and focusing on the sensations themselves, not simply on a particular outcome, can transform the experience into something nourishing rather than draining. Another point worth mentioning is variety. Just as an athlete benefits from cross-training to avoid repetitive strain, the body benefits from changing techniques and rhythms. Always using the same hand, the same grip, or the same pace can gradually narrow what the body responds to. By occasionally varying the approach, changing tempo, grip pressure, or position, the nervous system remains flexible and responsive, which can help maintain enjoyment and sensitivity over time. There's also a connection to overall health that may not be obvious at first glance. Regular but moderate self-care of this kind may help maintain circulation in the pelvic area, support pelvic floor muscle tone, and even assist with emotional regulation by triggering natural hormonal shifts that ease stress and promote relaxation. All of these benefits contribute to a broader sense of wellness that extends far beyond the immediate moment. At the same time, moderation is key. The body gives feedback after every experience. If the aftermath includes soreness, fatigue, irritability, or reduced sensitivity, that's a gentle signal that it may be time to adjust frequency or technique. The goal isn't to meet a particular number or schedule, but to align practice with how one feels, refreshed, restored, and at ease afterward. Just as important as moderation is context. The reasons for engaging in this practice shape its effects. When it's done as a way of connecting with one's body, honoring desire, and caring for well-being, it's a healthy, supportive habit. When it becomes a way to escape boredom, loneliness, or emotional stress without awareness, it can lose its balance and feel less satisfying or even compulsive. Being conscious of one's reasons and emotions helps ensure that this remains a form of care rather than an escape. And for those who find that emotions like loneliness or sadness are frequent companions, this can also be a signal to reach out, cultivate social connections, or explore other sources of comfort and joy. It's worth remembering that this conversation is not about setting strict rules or judging how often or why someone engages in this personal practice. Rather, it's about awareness, about choosing habits that serve the whole self, body, and mind alike. With age comes the opportunity to slow down, reflect, and make choices that are aligned with comfort, health, and emotional well-being. This is also a good time to reflect on the importance of sleep, stress reduction, movement, and nutrition. These foundational habits interact with everything else, including sexual health. A well-rested body, a nourished body, a body supported by gentle activity, all these factors contribute to how pleasurable and satisfying this private experience can be. Physical exercise, especially gentle strength training or balance exercises, helps maintain muscle tone and support circulation throughout the body, including in the pelvic area. Eating a varied diet rich in fresh fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and protein supports hormonal balance and overall vitality. Hydration is equally essential as it ensures tissues remain supple and resilient. And never underestimate the importance of regular rest. Adequate, restorative sleep is closely tied to hormone balance, mood, memory, and physical recovery. Approaching rest as a non-negotiable part of health pays dividends in every area of life, including intimate well-being. When these pieces come together, gentle movement, nourishing food, restful sleep, conscious self-care, the result is a holistic sense of wellness that respects the aging body without forcing it to meet unrealistic standards or outdated expectations. Above all, it's important to view these habits as adaptable. What felt right a year ago may need adjustment today. What works now may change next year. Listening carefully, with kindness and curiosity, to how the body feels and responds allows these adjustments to happen naturally, without judgment. By embracing a flexible, thoughtful approach, it's possible to continue enjoying every aspect of life, including private forms of care and pleasure, while honoring the body's evolving needs. This is not a loss, it's an opportunity to deepen self-understanding and cultivate habits that sustain joy and comfort. Each moment spent paying attention to these details, posture, lubrication, technique, moderation, emotional awareness, serves as a form of respect for the body and its journey. This respect translates into better health, greater peace of mind, and a sense of empowerment that can enrich daily life. So, as you reflect on your routines, remember that care for oneself includes all aspects of living. How you treat your body, how you listen to its signals, how you adjust your habits, these choices form the foundation of well-being at every age. In this light, this subject is no longer something taboo or awkward, but simply another part of caring for oneself wisely, kindly, and with intention. It becomes a part of a larger practice of embracing life fully, adapting as the years pass, and finding satisfaction and comfort in small, thoughtful adjustments. As with all aspects of aging, the goal isn't perfection, The goal is quality of life, comfort, connection, peace, and joy. And maintaining healthy, mindful habits around private self-care can play a quiet but meaningful role in supporting that goal.